Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. My name's Taylor, and today we're going to be going over a 2026 Renegade Verona. This is the 40 VTS. So let's go ahead and take a walk around the outside, nice and quick and easy, and then we'll end off on the inside. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, sliding over here with our Michelin tires. These are the Michelin X. They're the 12R 22.5s. And then we have a nice blacked out rim to fit into our color scheme here with that full body paint. Big truck style mirrors. We got a bunk over cab. And then we have the Girard package for those awnings, and as well as your slide out toppers. I kind of love this exterior paint, kind of have that that dark charcoal kind of black look with that silver and white. When it showed up, phenomenal paint scheme. I was pretty excited to be doing this video with you guys today. So let's go ahead and start looking in some of that storage options we have here. I'm just going to open both of these bays since they are conjoined here. So if you do have any larger items that need to go stowed underway, you can go ahead and fit it in this compartment. Also with Renegade, I love the double latches just because it kind of makes it a little easier to close, and if one fails, at least you have a backup. And then right above this bay compartment, we have our exterior TV here. So we have our Samsung with our Bose surround sound, and then of course we do have some charging in here too if you had any other electronics that you needed to charge. Next bay compartment here. Nothing too crazy, but again, they're all nice and carpeted there for you to kind of help clean, and just with the noise rattling things around, kind of resist things from sliding. Here's one that's a little deeper there. You almost have through and through storage, but it's right up to that side rail. So if you did have any other larger items or a ladder or anything like that, it can fit in here. And our last bay compartment for this passenger side. And let's go ahead and work our way to the rear here. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and start from the top. We have our nice little emblem of that Verona. Below that is our backup camera. And then as we work our way down here, we have our nice hitch with the 20,000 pound towing capacity here. And then we have our Voyager and all of our braking here. So if you wanted to go ahead and tow those larger items, you can go ahead and have the brake light set up. This right here is just that exhaust for our generator, which we'll see momentarily. Next up, we have our 50 amp shore power cord here. As you can see, you can go ahead and open this compartment. If I can open it up with my gloves on there. Slinky through that shore power cord, so you can kind of keep this bay door locked, but it is on a manual pull, automatic retract, which is awesome just because you don't have to worry about if it's super hot or really cold. You can go ahead and just push a button. Don't worry about having to fight that hose anyways. Then we have our surge guard protector over there, and then you just have a dog bone just in case you needed to go from 50 amp to 30 amp. That is just complimentary of Renegade, that they kind of threw that in there for you. And then right here is just a place that you can go ahead and keep any of your dump hoses. I like how they kind of thought of somewhere to put that for you so you don't have to get creative yourself. And then in this bay is just going to be your Onan QD 8,000 watt generator. Sliding over here, we have our wet bay. So if you guys are familiar with Renegade, you have 150 gallons of fresh water, you have 75 gray and 75 black. Everything here is pretty mainstream. You do have it's like punch through, so you don't have to worry about anything fading throughout the life of the coach. And then you have your pools here for that gray and black water. And then your filter cover is gonna be right here. And then if you needed to hose anything off, you have your nice little hose here where you can attach that as well. The next two compartments are just going to be for those tanks that I just mentioned. You do have the heating pads on them, which is great for winter months. So colder days like today will protect those tanks for you. All right. Next up, we have our Aqua Hot. This is the 45 OD, so it's a huge Aqua Hot. This is just your tankless water heater, which is also going to be your heater. Just a little storage area. And then into our batteries here. We do have the lithium battery pack upgrade on this. So we have those 3 Dragonflies, which are 100 amp hours each. And then we have our chassis batteries right next to it. All right, right over here we just have our DEF fill as well as our diesel fill. And then I kind of closed off the curtains for lighting, so we'll go ahead and get into that once we get inside. But I am gonna go and pop the hood for you guys so we can take a look at the chassis. Alrighty. So this is on a Freightliner M2 106 Plus. Has a Cummins L9, 360 horsepower and 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. It does have the dual 50-gallon aluminum tanks, which equal that 100-gallon diesel capacity. And then it does have the Freightliner safety package. So that's gonna be lane guidance, electronic stability control, and collision mitigation. And then you have the side rear view cameras with a detecting monitor as well. Perfect. Alrighty, let's go ahead and close this up and get on inside. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the lights on for you guys so you can kind of see how much room we're working with the slides in. Alrighty. So, tremendous amount of space for this floor plan, specifically having a huge walking way here. You don't have to do any sideways shuffles or anything like that, and everything is accessible, especially the mid-bath situation. You have your shower and everything in your bathroom available since it's more midship. And another reason why I like this floor plan is because you have your washer and dryer accessible too. While the slides are in, there's no obstruction there. Well, let's go ahead and open up those slides, and then we will start from the back. So all the cabinetry in here is going to be made of maple hardwood cabinetry. And then you do have all dovetail drawers, and they are all soft close. Perfect. Now next up. Now we're doing that bedroom one, and then I'll get the last one in here. All right. Perfect. Now that we're all opened up, let's go ahead and work our way back here to that master bedroom. So back here, we got our king size bed. Our light fixtures are on too, so any night lights. And then we do have a pad here. I'll kind of just tell you it has the generator start and stop. You have some lights, and you can go ahead and just, lights, generator. And then we have some storage up ahead here. This is all one piece, so again, with those larger items, they'll be able to fit. And then you have charging back there as well. I like how we have not only a nice little ledge, but you do have a nice little cubby over here in addition to some charging. So instead of the charging being outside, they are right over here, which makes it a little bit easier and more accessible. And then you can go ahead and set any of those electronics right next to you. But they extended that ledge here to still have a nice little countertop over the storage as well, and upgraded to about 3 shelves now. Now we're just gonna go ahead and jump over here so we can kind of show you guys some more storage. So both sides will be identical. I'm just gonna go ahead and open up this side just for time's sake, but you have a nice hanging closet. And then again, for all these drawers here, plenty of storage space, total of 4 drawers. Soft close. There we go. This one is just perfect for those receivers for your TV. You do have a nice little exit window here as well. Storage, and then you do have a blackout shade, just so we can close that to kind of help with the lighting so it's not so bright. And then the same amount of storage over here. You do have a nice control panel back here for your lights, and then you have a pocket door to kind of close this area off if needed. But as we walk out from our bedroom, we have kind of this split bath situation. So we have our shower here with a nice skylight above to kind of give you some more headroom if needed. Some storage overhead, our fantastic fan, a window that opens, and then we just have our toilet down here, and then another pocket door to kind of close that area off if needed. And then as we walk out, we have our sink, plenty of storage. And I just love having this split bath situation, just because if someone needs to be going to using the restroom or taking a shower, you could still be in here if needed, getting ready. And then you do have a nice little medicine cabinet. Directly across from that, I know I kind of showed you guys a glimpse earlier, but this is that washer and dryer for you, again, which is never obstructed from the slide. This space is always the same size. And then you have a third pocket door here, so you can just close it from here on back. You can kind of get creative with it, so plenty of doors to kind of keep everything nice and closed for you if needed. And then we'll go ahead and take a few steps, and we'll start over here with our kitchen area, and this is going to be the pantry up above, and then down below is just our breakers and fuses. As we slide over here, I like this extended countertop that's kind of in that slide, and then you do have another space here which can also be used for a pantry if needed. And then I'll just finish with the remainder of the storage down below, and then we will work our way up. This one we have to unlock. Make sure I'm not fighting it. There we go. This one, since it is a bigger drawer, I like how they added a latch here that will lock it, so you don't have to worry about putting too much stuff in here, and as we're going down the road, this one's flying open. So they like that they did that. You also have complimentary paint and other little gadgets in here too that Renegade put in here for you. And then as far as our countertop here, it's kind of a different conversion as far as both of the true inductions being long ways, and so it kind of gives you some more counter space, but it's a little different, unique. Haven't seen that very much, so just wanted to point that out. And these are very heavy. There we go. We just have our Renegade manual here, so you can go ahead and flip through all those things. Teach you about all the things you need to know about this coach. And then we have our huge sink, no divider, so it's just one singular piece. The faucet does extend to kind of help keep that clean. It is winterized, so we just have some of that winterizer dripping out. And then some more cabinetry space in addition to our microwave convection oven. All right, we'll just keep continuing down on this side with the storage. Have our nice window, 2 seat belts here for our couch. And then as you can see, we have some charging right over here as well. So if you need to charge any electronics, you have that. All right, now we'll just jump over to this side so we won't forget our refrigerator over here, our Samsung fridge. Unlatch it, if it will let me. Hold up, there we go. Just trying not to get fingerprints on there, but got a little stuck. All right. And for our freezer, we have the ice maker and then 2 singular drawers here. Sliding on over, we have our boot dinette that does convert into another bed if needed, and you have additional storage underneath. Those are the cushions that you'll need in order to convert it into a bed. And a cool thing about the Renegade booth dinettes is because you have nice little cup holders, so if you did have anyone sitting here while you're going down the road, you don't have to worry about spilling any drinks. And then you have a nice little section here where I would personally keep my cards. And then the charging is in the middle, so you don't have to worry about fighting over it. And then all the storage overhead. This one is all one piece, so it's nice and open. And then you have these three, which are identical. Down below here we have our theater seats with seat belts in them as well. Plenty of storage in between. Then you can go ahead and light up the cup holders. This is how you can recline them. So they are electric, just a push of a button that's not hidden and is easy to find, so I like that. And then we do have some charging right over here. And then as we work our way over here for our bunk over cab, you can just slide this over and convert our cushions here. I'm not going to fight with them though, but I like how they fold over each other because it makes it a lot easier to stow away. But you do have a nice skylight up here, charging little cutout with some lights as well. You can go ahead and extend and retract that shade from here. And then you can also turn on and off the lights. So if you wanted to kind of stay up there, look at the stars, watch the snow falling down, or even watch some TV, you can go ahead and do that. And then of course you have a nice little curtain here to close it off. Time for bed, get the kiddos tucked away. And then I just had this kind of closed off just to kind of show you guys a little bit how it looks. I always talk about it, but I never just put it up. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that for you. Show you that it's quick and easy to tuck away as well. You don't have to fight putting it inside of a window or anything. And we'll go ahead and end off over here. Let me turn on that chassis. All right. So we have our nice big Freightliner steering wheel here with all of the buttons for our cruise control. And then you can go ahead and set that over here. Down below, you have everything on this as far as, so you can keep your hands on the steering wheel, put it into manual or automatic, and then your drive, neutral, and reverse is here as well. We got our parking brake, and then as we slide over, we have that Garmin. If you guys are familiar with Renegades, then you guys are used to this nice little tablet here where you can get into all of the things as far as your phone, your Garmin, which isn't going to load right now, and then you can also get into weather, search where you want to navigate, and kind of set up all the things that you want to have up front. And then you have all of the controllers here too to kind of turn on and off and adjust the volume if needed. Down below here we just have all of our buttons here. So we have our hazard lights, our footwell light, and then work lights, ABA off, LDW off, ATC spin, all of those things. And then down below here we have our heating and cooling. We got our nice 2 cup holders here, and then we have a nice little gadget here for any coins or maybe a little mini trash can, whatever you would like. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for our 2026 Renegade Verona. Again, this is the 40 VTS. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to reach out at my information below, which is 970-388-7937. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.